So I had a thought, can Nidoking and Nidoqueen be used in the same deck? Like we've discussed before with Nidoking, he has got the poison ability, he's got Poison Horn that does 90, poisons your opponent, and is quite a heavy hitter with a decent amount of tank. Nidoqueen though has Love Strike. Now this does 80 damage originally, very tanky with a 140 HP, but for every Nidoking that is on the bench, it will do an additional 50. So if you have one on the bench, you will obviously be looking at 130, and if you have or manage to get two of them, you'd be looking at a solid 180, which, to be honest, is pretty good. The only problem I came up with is they both are second stage evolution. So having the two Nidorans, then Nidorina and Nidorino, as well as then the Queen and King, can they be built consistently? That was the big question I was trying to ask. But I've come up with this deck so far. Obviously the 2 steps evolutions for both of them. We've then got 2 Professor Research. We've got 2 Pokeballs. I've gone with 1 Potion, 1 Leaf just to add that ability to maybe add an extra 20 HP. And also 2 Sabrinas to maybe slow down my opponent. Its best weakness is going to be against Psychic, but can it truly get there? A big thing with kind of using a deck like this is knowing your opponent's Pokemon as well. Knowing what energies are used for what, where, at which avenues they can kind of go down. It's the biggest thing that you can do because, for instance, we flop here. We know full well he's got Executor, he's got Cyperia. He more than likely either has the EX or he has got the normal on Executor, and he could potentially have a Celebi. That's going to be the basis of knowing straight away. And the reason why you know this one is it's heavily played. We know full well with that one that it is just a very easy deck to kind of go with. So we know what there is. But for instance, with one of the decks, when you're looking at a lot of the water Pokemon or the fire, where you kind of just don't know what's coming next, and maybe I don't know what a Ninetales or something like that has. Is it a double energy or is it a triple? What is the damage that it does, so you can kind of predict their next moves. We're just going to set up like that to start with. We've obviously got the full evolution line for Nidorino and King, and then we've got Nidorina, and hopefully can get a Queen very soon. But the big thing with Executor, it's a heavy hitter straight off the bat. So he's going to have the growth support here now, which obviously is going to give him the extra energy. So we need to be getting in very, very quickly because they can literally do an 80 straight off the bat. So obviously potentially swapping him out for the Celebi could be a good move and trying to run up for that Nidorino as quick as possible. So we will obviously go with the change. We've got Nidorina as well. We could use him as a little bit of a decoy also. What do we got? We can go and whack that in, and then we could go and swap it, to be honest. I'm just thinking, if we swap him out just to get what we can, and then if we pray for a Nidoqueen, we could be halfway there, to be honest. Let's see what he swaps to. Because that's got 90 HP. It should be good enough, but it depends on if he brings it back. We could look at Nidoking, obviously does the poison. Then we bring in, so we're going to go like that. We'll then drop 1 energy on him just to see what we can go with, because if I can get the Nidoking in on a poison head, the only problem is what he does here. If he's got the Executor ready in his hand, then obviously that's going to be a bit of an interesting one in general, because it could do the damage to take him out. If I can at least get to the Nidoking and get the extra energy on, that could be pretty decent as well, because at least if we can get a poison on the go, maybe we should have just potentially had, like for instance, a Druddigon up front and then being able to build the rest. It could do well as well. So it is just tweaking the deck to see how well we can do, because the main thing is it's hard to get up to that level. And oh, we just put it on Celebi. Very interesting indeed. So we're going to whack, you know what, we're going to go for a little bit of an artwork here. I'm going to whack Nidoking in, so it gives us a little bit of lee room just to be able to potentially get the Nidoqueen in. And then next time, if they go for the attack, at least we've got enough HP to deal with it. We've got a potion on the bench, and then we get to use the Poison Head, which is a tanky move. There's very little things that will give us that Poison Horn, as well as then being able to take a hit from something like a Celebi or an Executor. So he's going to retreat cost now, which is always fine. Potentially do the 100 straight off the bat. Ooh, he's going for execute instead. Still can't say that word. We've got Celebi on the bench again. So does that mean he's got Executor or not? Why? Unless he's got the second Executor ready, like the non-EX version. So we've got the Nidoqueen, let's whack that on, and then we can obviously go with the Nidoking now, and next turn we can start building the Nidoqueen up, and we can hopefully do some damage. So he's obviously going to go with the Celebi. If he does get all of the heads, potential to be able to take that out, which is always nice, but we've taken 3 energies off him, which is a major W. Because if we can get the poison in, he's going to have 1 hit there. He'll potentially put 1 more energy on the second Celebi so we can have another go at it. But by then we should be at least having some ability to be able to get Nidoqueen in a play, which is fantastic. So we're in a great position to start with. We've just got to pray he doesn't either get the full 100 or he potentially does the 3 energies here and we manage to poison it straight off the bat. So he's going to go for the RNG hit, hopefully. Let's pray we get 1 Tails at least. He's got another Snivy on the bench. Ooh, it's going for the... I mean, the 10 damage, it could do some extra, but, I mean, it still should be fine. As long as we get the 1 Tails. Let's see what RNG says. Tails, lovely. That's oh, look at that. Beautiful. So it's harder and harder as he keeps going, but that's absolutely fine. We can obviously heal the 20, meaning that we get the extra damage back. We get the second Nidoking in, which is perfect for the Nidoqueen. So let's whack that there. We then obviously go with the heal 20 to get us over that 2 coins, meaning he needs the 3 coins again. So we're going to use the Poison Horn, obviously going to give the poison, the 90 damage. Fantastic work now. So this is the good point. So he's going to need to either swap because we have 1 Celebi left to hit, or he's going to go for the hope that he takes Nidoking out in this point. If he gets another Giovanni, he can do it in 2 obviously, but is he going to take that chance? That's the big question. Just waiting for him to return, apparently. And is he going to return? 2 seconds left, and 0. 10 poison. Goes to my turn. Clearly, he's just given up on this. I'll take it. We're still added on, and there we go. Beautiful. Take the win. Now, I have done 4 different battles with this team already. We've managed to win half, and to be honest, 2 of the wins were pretty comfortable in how we actually did it. The 2 losses was just natural. So let's go straight into this. Now, great ability for the first Nidoran here. Obviously, the female is going to be the Call for Family. This ability lets you basically put a Nidoran on your bench instantly, which is always nice. Obviously here we have got the 2 Pokeballs, so whether we really need it is going to be the big question. We get Nidoran again, so basically we will have all steps of the evolution ready once we do that first move. Now obviously as well we want to have the Nidoran because we do need to build the Nidoking, which is also going to add the ability for the Nidoqueen. Then you can obviously tank it, and the good thing is both of them are not necessarily any stage EXs. So they're obviously 1 point. You can lose a Nidoqueen and 2 Nidokings in the process. So it's always an interesting one for that. Now, obviously, the big disadvantage that you're going to have is fighting decks should pretty much maul this deck. That's the only issue I came in with, because obviously they are very quick attackers. A lot of them use a lot of RNG when it comes to coin flips, but it is very interesting to see how well it does against them if you're going against someone that isn't experienced. We're going to get Stomp on the way. What is this? Flip a coin of heads, attack does 30 more damage. Ouch. So we are going to go straight into this, and this can now be the problem, is obviously if we do come up against this, you kind of need to be able to have the family very quickly. But it does mean we call for the family. We'll get the extra Nidoran in here, and we have got 2 Nidoqueens. If we could get either one of the Nidorina in there and then go straight into the Nidoqueen, that would be ideal as well, as I don't know if Rapidash has got 2 energies for the attack, which will knock out the Nidorina very, very quickly. Oh, and it does. Hopefully he doesn't have a Giovanni, so we're going to have to start potentially going with a second one here straight off the bat. We have Nidorino, which is a bit frustrating again. So your best bet here, because we can't heal it out, we either take the risk and go for Nidorina. Do we go? Because I'm just thinking we need 3 energies. That's going to go putting that in. We're just going to have to go with this for now and just kind of go with that for the moment. Could we potentially as well? No, we're gonna let it take it. We're gonna let it take this one, take another move off, because obviously we want to try and build something, and obviously not having that second stage, this is where it can fall into the problem. Hence why with the Nidoking deck that we did yesterday, I want to say, with the Porygon. It actually worked really well because obviously you could scan your deck and almost give the 3-stage or the 2-stage evolution a little helping hand. This is going to do the same damage, so if we do manage to get a Nidoking as well, that is always ideal, adds the poison damage, and we can start building up the Nidoqueen if we can get a Nidorina. And there it is, lovely. And we get the Nidoking ready for that ability next round. Because we want to do the attack, we will take the first hit because we basically have the free energies next round. And we also do have then the ability to put in the potion as well. So let's see what we can do here. He's obviously thinking, okay, we've got... Oh, didn't really plan for that one, did I? Should have put him into Nidoking, to be honest. That is a little bit of a setback, and probably enough to call the match, to be honest. And going first again, it's not going to give us that second try. We've got Nidoran up first again. Nidoking, Nidoqueen in the back with a double Professor Research. Could be worse starts, as long as we could get in as early as possible. We are going against Psychic, which is perfect for us as well. Even with a Gengar, I can imagine we should be looking at a very heavy Gengar deck. I'm trying to think what you could go with it. I'm imagining that we will see a potential of... Could we see I imagine a Mew would be quite prevalent in this deck. He's going to obviously get the straightaway hit. We've got the full line of Nidoking, so potentially going and leveling that up first. We don't quite have the full level for Nidoran yet. Has he got anything else? Oh, okay. Oh, Rolt. So he's got guard in there. Interesting one. He's obviously... Oh, he's swapping. Is he swapping? Why? Unless he's going to try and build Gengar up first. And, oh, we get the heal. The question is, do we go... I mean, that is one bite. We don't have the... Oh, no, because we've got a leaf, so and that's going to be used as support. We could start hitting straight away. Let's go Professor's Research, and we'll see what we get if we do get the Nidorino. Nidoqueen, and oh, we do get the leaf next turn. So, yeah, what we'll do is we'll go Nidoran. We'll then throw the Nidorina on here. And then if we go next turn, we could potentially leave it out. Because we're going to do the 40 damage, which is exactly what we want to try and do. Chip away at that damage early on. That's kind of what he's trying to kind of stop. With obviously the Ghastly. He wants to bring it into Haunter as quick as possible. If we had a Sabrina, that would be excellent. He only does the 30, which is nice. And hopefully, if we do get Nidorino in this next shot, that would be nice as well. But we could go into going for the Nidorina instead, which is where he's going to go. That's kind of fine as well. We're only one away in terms of the energy. We didn't quite get that, but we get a Pokeball we're going to use. That's absolutely fine. And then we do get another Nidorina instead. That's fine as well. And we are pretty much good to go. We will wait for the Nidoqueen just because we don't want to go too high up and not have the energy to use it yet. So we're going to go like that, and we're just going to take out that straight away and kind of just build up, hopefully getting into the Nidoking if possible. We'll see if he gets the Gengar straight away. That could be the interesting one. A Sabrina would have been perfect in that scenario, but we could see what we can do here. I don't know what Gengar's full attack is, actually. We've very rarely come up against him. So I'm interested to see what that actual full attack is. I know the ability is like you can't retreat or can't use support cards, I want to say, is that one. But we can see what we can go with. Let's just see if he's got it. That's going to be the big one. Oh, okay, we do have a Mewtwo on display. Very nice. And there's the Gengar. Is it the... Yeah, we can't use support cards, which is fine. We've pretty much gone through all of them anyway. If you get... Oh, he's going to do the 100. Oh, my. Okay, that's going to be a bit unfortunate there. Okay, so we kind of need something... Well, I mean, we are actually... We're done out unless we can get... We need Nidorina now. We've got Sabrina, I suppose, but we can't use that support. We're just going to have to basically take another damage and pray that we can get Nidorina. Oh no, we're not going to do it because he's going to be... He's done it. we needed the Sabrina early to get into that Haunter. So we need to know that earlier on, because he's going to do the 100, we're going to be able to go one evolution. He's going to take that. It's a GG. Finally going second as well now. Hopefully we can get in a bit of Nidoqueen. We've got the full evolution line, which is always fantastic. So let's see what we're going against. Oh, okay, we are going against another Psychic deck here. We're going to be able to... Oh, the worst thing is we've obviously started second, so we get the energy straight away. And yet we get the worst one to start with to be able to do chip damage at least. But we can at least get Nidorina straight away, and then obviously we can go into the Nidoqueen, which is always nice. We get Nidorino, which is good because we do have the call for family. So that's going to be nice. It's going to go straight onto the bench, and we get to play with that instantly. Hopefully the Nidoking next then. That's always nice. That's kind of the perfect plan straight off the bat. If you know that they're not going to attack straight away, obviously with the kind of the first step and the basic evolution, you're not necessarily getting a great amount of HP. And when you look at like a Starmie that can do quite a lot, we've almost had the perfect start for this as well, which is always nice. So we're going to go straight in with the damage here. We can also then go beautiful into there, meaning the next turn... We won't be able to do more than that. The next turn, we will be able to get Nidoqueen in, get that attack on the go, and also get Nidoking in. So he needs something on the bench pretty much ASAP. He's going to need it pretty much in there, unless he does that, which is still fine, because obviously we've got the leaf there, so we can bring it in. We're going to have a bit of Abra. What can Abra do, in fact? I've not seen Alakazam at all. Switch this Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Always interesting. So this is the kind of moment that we want here. So obviously we get a Pokeball as well, which is always nice. So throw that in. We'll obviously get another Nidoran. It's going to be a nice addition. So we'll throw him in. We'll also then throw the Leaf in first, because Nidoking is obviously a free tier for that. We're going to get rid of that. Bring Retreat. Swap around. Get Nidoking on. Nidoqueen on. And then we'll obviously go with Nidoking. It's beautiful, and then we will add the extra energy onto him and slap Love Strike for a 150 with the extra weakness. That is beautiful. More than likely, a concede instantly. Let's see what he does do, though. He's going to bring in Abra, and he's got to have something on the bench. You need like a Mewtwo at this point, like to withstand some of the damage. More than likely, he's probably just going to go... Oh, he's gonna try it. Okay, he's interested. Maybe a Kadabra's coming in then. Just to hold. He's gonna have something. Mythical Slab. Unless he's got a Sabrina, which at that point, we don't necessarily have two. Well, I mean, we could go Nidoran. We're kind of good with that. Draw 2 cards. A red card would be perfect in this scenario. Oh, he's got another Abra. So he's holding out. And a Jinx, which is great for the opponent when obviously you can utilize what's been hit. I'm surprised it didn't go... with the Jinx there and then teleported into the bench. He's going to swap for the Abra, I'm assuming. It's a very interesting hand to go with. Okay, so he's bringing in the other Abra, obviously. Sabrina would be perfect. Oh no, we can't use it. It's going to be a support. That's fine. But if we get it for next turn, potentially, we're going to have a Pokeball and Sabrina next. Beautiful. We're pretty much all on deck now for, obviously, everything we've got in. We just need the next Nidorino, Nidorina, and Nidoqueen and King. We will use a potion just in case, being very tempted there. But we should be able to build up a Nidoking before any real damage actually hits. And we should take out, again, this Abra with the lovely Love Strike, doing the 150. He's going to need something big to be able to do this. So I'm assuming a Sabrina or something's got to come up now, because he's pretty much on last legs. I've not seen anybody use Alakazam, so I have not a clue what Kadabra can do, so I'll be very interested in itself. I can look whilst I'm waiting. I'm assuming he's got it. Kadabra has got 3 and he can do a 60. I mean, it's still not enough realistically. He can do the 80. There's the obvious damage, so all I'm going to do here, it can take 1 and I can bring Nidoqueen back in. It's not as if I'm going to put Nidoking there. It's pretty much just a take for take. It's almost, what is it, chess for rookie, or rook. Basically, it's just going to take this out with the super Cybolt is what its attack is. I think he's just trying to assume what we're going to do. Doesn't really matter at this point because I can just swap it out. I mean, such a weird move. So all I'm going to do is just swap it out. I mean, you might as well have just taken the hit. I think he's pretty much in a no space there anyway. So Nidoqueen just absolutely loving the advantage there. And he's conceded just before the 3 points. That's probably one of the perfect plays against its weakness as well. And of course we go back to starting first. I feel like it's pretty much 90% of the time. Okay, we could start with Nidoran again. We've got the Pokeball, we've got double Sabrina. See what he's going to set up with. I'd say the hardest thing probably to go against with this, other than fighting its weakness and going second, is going to be going against like Pika, who can really set up quickly. This is probably going to be a very interesting start because Machop is such a good hitter straight off the bat. So realistically, I'm going to have to start powering up on the bench and almost let an attack in. We will swap a Sabrina just to give ourselves some playroom at this point, as we have no first tier evolutions here. Let's see what we can do. That's going to be the hardest bit, because as soon as he gets the Machamp, pretty much he'll one-shot everything at that point. I'm pretty sure Machamp's got a very, very high hit anyway. Machamp, it's got Professor's Research, so Machamp we're looking at. Machoke with double can do 50, meaning he can do 70. So in 2 hits, he'll be able to take out. We've got all the base. Okay. Let's start powering up. We've got the Nidoqueen already, so we'll start powering up that, and we'll just see what we can go. Machamp, who's got the EX, does 120 with 3 energy, meaning if he does the Mega Punch, he'll be doing 140. So he'll one-shot Nidoqueen and 2-shot for Nidoking. This is going to be a hefty one. Ooh, could we play it? So if we swap that, and then if we Sabrina him out potentially. So let's end turn from there then. So obviously we've got the Nidoqueen coming in. If we could potentially get, what's Machoke's 100, we could potentially stop him straight off the bat. He's going to take this, which is fine. We need the 1 energy. Oh, we could have done with a leaf straight there. Let's draw him in. Another draw. Then we get the leaf, of course. So if we go this and then put Nidoqueen in so he knows we've got it, we just have to let him take that Nidoran. Hopefully he hasn't got the Machoke. The main thing is if we take the Machoke, he's going to go for Stonjourner, so we do need to start getting potentially Nidorino in to be able to get a Nidoking, just to be able to have that kind of answer back. If we can take out, obviously, Machoke, that's going to be fantastic, unless he goes for Stonjourner first. No, he's not. So he's going to have the second punch on Machoke, obviously. Even if we could have got something in here, it's going to be all play on dependent on how we get Nidoking in here. We get a Pokeball again, that means nothing to us now. We've already had all the basics, so we just need Nidoking. Beautiful. That's beautiful. So we can start going with that at least. We've got 1 turn to savor. We can at least take out the Machoke in 1, because it's obviously got the 80. The 90 is going to hit. We can then hit again. We could be in a pretty good spot depending on them fossils. That's going to be the big thing to go against, because he'll do a 90 here. We can tank that out at least, giving ourselves the extra room to get a Nidoking in. Oh, we could put the Nidoking and do more damage. That is very good if potentially we can do that, depending on if he's going to Sabrina or anything, which should be fine. It's going to be, oh, okay, he's going to go for that. Sabrina, okay, yeah, he is going to go for the switch, which is fine to be fair, because that does give us a little bit of wiggle room here. We have got the leaf if he doesn't bother. He's just going to be able to hit straight off the bat with Marshadow. That won't do the full damage, 120, should be okay at least. So we can swap in Nidoqueen here. We'll double check our maths in a second. So we can throw in. Okay, we can swap in here. And then we can add ourselves a Nidoking. Because I think I don't know if he's used both of his. Can we check his deck? Have we used... We only see that. Okay, so if we do this, this will obviously be the 130 taken out. That will do 100, meaning we can go again at least. That should be pretty good. We will see how we go. We've got the Nidoking as well, though, which will be able to attack as well. I think we've done pretty well with this, because he should be able to do the 100. Be 120, obviously being the extra. Even Giovanni would only be 130, so we should be able to take Marshadow out as well and be pretty happy, depending on what he goes for here. But even if he wants to Sabrina, we still should be fine as well. So we should do the 100. I don't know if he's thought about it. It is just 100, isn't it? 40, 60 extra damage. The Revenge, 120. That should be fine. So he should pretty much concede from here. Because we got the Nidoking if needed. Whacking this. Ooh, that's a good point. We were only one away from actually being gone. So we're lucky that we've managed to get there. I completely forgot we let Nidoran go. So we've managed to win it. And to be fair, 3 out of 5. It's not terrible.